I think the country is struggling in what my brother Ochanda Moshiduo from Bondo said on this thing called mixing law. Because perhaps we haven't understood as a country, the leaders who are sitting now, what is our mission? You know, when you start with Jonathan Okwi, who came from the spirit of this church, and then you come people like Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, you come people like Jomo Kenyatta, and the people who came before them. Their mission was to save us from the colonial rule. And they did that mission with the mass movement that gave us independence. When you come to our father in this land, the leader of ODM party, together with his generation, which also includes people like a wonderful leader called James Orengo, their mission became saving this country and bringing human rights, where our leaders became these leaders post-independence and became selfish and became people who are rewarding their cronies. And they fought that fight to where we are today, where we've got a new constitution, we have got human rights, people can talk the way they want, we have got independent institutions. And I think this is where people don't understand the role of government. The biggest mission that we must work on as a people now is economic justice. Economic justice means simply that we can all live in this country as a people who benefit from this country and who borrow it from our future and invade it from the past and make anybody else grow. Why am I saying this? Mr. Speaker, I think it is completely unfair for a farmer who comes from this region, who plants sugarcane, and when they plant sugarcane, when they go to sell that sugarcane, they only get a ton of sugarcane at 5,000. Yet their counterpart who sell tea get 35,000. Yet sugar is used everywhere. There's a problem with the economic structure in what Honorable Odinga and the right President Ruto are talking about inclusivity. It's not a small agenda, but people are struggling with it. Broad-based is about making sure that a Kikuyu, a Luo, a Kalenjin, and all other communities in Kenya can get their economic share in this country without anybody remaining behind.
Lakini ninawaomba kama watu hapa Nyanza, tafadhali. Hii mambo ya Rengetian mwache. Hata deni yetu amedeliver. Na ile tutaongea hiyo hapo mbele. But we want to be partners for life. Ile barabara tulipoteza for so many years, we are recovering and we are closing in. And there will be no doubts kwenda hapo mbele. Kwa hivyo tutarudi vijijini, saa ile kanisa haipo, ndio tuambiane ukweli. Sina namna hiyo.
The big politics in Kenya today is the broad-based government. When our leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, led us into the broad-based government, we were not quite clear as we are now the following. But at least I know three things that have been achieved. There is peace. People are dying. They are now not dying. That is it. And people can do their things on their own because there is peace. Number two, because there is peace, the tone of politics is a little down and development can take place. Things can be planned. Ministers can work. PSS can work. If there is peace and politics is toned down. So development is going on across the country. Three, for us people in this region, it has given a chance to be at the table. We know it is our constitutional right to get all the development. But being at the table gives strength your constitutional right of getting what you should get. There is a saying in our language, Nitumuero unalama. A song you will only get sung about if you are there. We are in it for the good of the country and for the good of everyone. But definitely we will remain a distinct part. That's the important thing. If you are collaborating, you must collaborate. If you are a distinct union or a distinct entity, and that does not mean you are not part of that collaboration. If you are uli, you can't collaborate. So as a party, you must remain distinct and strong so that the collaboration can work. Thank you.
Where we are now, we are sending too many signals. Our leaders, please. We are only able to take this community somewhere if you are not sending these too many signals. And we get one signal and we go with it. Or we say, no, we are pretending, or we are backtiming until the time that we are done and we fix the race.
If you put together that history of the fight for independence and the membership of this church at 5 million plus, we must be on the table where the cake of this country is being shared. We are an integral stakeholder. It's not only the political class who can be on the table. We are an integral stakeholder. And moving forward, I want to urge members of this church, IEBC is just being reconstituted. Subsequent to that, get everybody who is a member of this church to first of all get IDs for the youth who don't have IDs, and those who have IDs to register as voters, so that we also chart our own destiny in this coming election. So, Governor Kingi, that's the message you are giving me from here to the President, that no mere judge will be a stakeholder in this coming election. We will negotiate with anybody else who wants to be president. And if we are not negotiating with anybody else who wants to be president, we will present a presidential candidate ourselves. We are going to get to a situation where Luoyans are here. If you don't get support from Nomia Church, you will not be elected. Nomia is bigger than any political movement in Luoyans.